Hey YouTube, this is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And you know what happened to me today? Bem-vindo Brazil. Okay? Um, but I'm here to discuss the things I learned in just this short trip, and it's alarming, right? So, foist. Look, I've been speaking Portuguese. Oh, if you come down here, if you're trying to learn Portuguese, you got some stuff out the way, enough to have a little conversation. Trust me, your vocabulary will increase exponentially. All right. And, well, I'll discuss it in the video, but first, let me say, oi to the bang. All right. Good dog, vossas los. Hola. Bonjour mes amis, kedu bawani konnichiwa, ni hao ma, sani bonani, jambo habari gani, assalamu alaikum and shalom. All right. Um, Tomorrow I'll just show you the hotel that I'm in, and I have to take video, but I'm gonna take a shower. It was a long trip, and I'll discuss that in detail tomorrow about my trip. There are a couple of things that I did wrong. All right. Some of the things that I did wrong didn't seem wrong at the time, but for what I ended up doing, it ended up costing me a little extra money. All right. So basically, um, let's start with this. On my way, leaving the U.S. of cotton picking A. Of course, you know it was not the positive experience that I was hoping to have, because my first plane was, guess what? Guess who? United Airlines. And guess what United Airlines did? Again, another woman, Hispanic this time. She's going to take my computer and just throw it into carry on and make it transferable all the way to Rio de Janeiro. Now, this screwed me up. I wouldn't have been able to make the video that I put up, right? And what happened though, there were the men on the plane that saw what she did and told the other people, no, she just got mean and ugly with me. Again, one of the few black people actually leaving the country, right? And so they took care of me. Um, the male flight attendants, they got with, I guess, the head female flight attendant, and so they made sure I got my computer back. So I want to thank them for that, right? Because I was about to go slap off on them. I was taking pictures and everything. And so there was that. First thing that happened, right? Then I get to Colombia. Brothers, Colombia and coming to Brazil is why I titled this video the way I titled it. Before I actually left the United States, you know, I thought that everybody's going to be to themselves and, you know, it's going to be whatever, you know. I was skeptic. I'm basically a skeptic, right? So I got to find out things and then I let people know, because I feel that it's my duty that if people don't know who's telling the truth, let somebody that they know who's telling the truth and that has the ability to go and, you know, do some things, right? So first thing was these flight attendants. I was like, they rolled through in their cape looking red thing, gangster. They whole uniform was gangster. I mean, hat tilted to the side and stuff. And these women were simply beautiful. Okay, so what's the big deal? There are beautiful. I never said that black women weren't beautiful in general. Although I would be the first one to admit that they are throwing that beauty down the drain with all the false stuff that they're doing to themselves, right? When I got to Colombia, all the women looked feminine, whether they was doing security, the checks, or whatever. Their women looked feminine. There was no butch looking women there. Um, you probably got a lot of stuff going on, but as I was walking, like, you know how you walk through Houston Airport and you see a bunch of, mess walking around with more mess, right? No, these women were beautiful and feminine. And I mean, everybody was feminine and sexy, I might add. Not trashy, not butt hanging all out. But they knew how to, y'all know that sexy walk. They don't need to have everything hanging out. They had that walk like, oh yeah, I'm a beautiful woman, that walk, you know. And they were easy to talk to. How easy? I was talking to a woman in Colombia, and had we been going the same place, we probably could have hooked up. And then once I got to Brazil, I was talking to three Blanco Brazilian females up in Sao Paulo. All right. And they wanted to take a lot of pictures with me. So I did. I had a layover. I was going to go to sleep. That's what I was going to do. And I was talking with the three of them, then two of them, and I was talking to the two of those women until it was time for me to catch my morning plane. I got off the plane and got my bags at 1. And I was waiting for my domestic flight from Sao Paulo to Rio. And we carried on a conversation, about all things religion. And so my vocabulary was not all that it needed to be discussing scriptural things the way that I discuss it in English with you all, right? I got hung up on a lot of, words because my Brazilian Portuguese goes as far as familia, right? So basically, some of the things that's real important to learn if you brothers want to come down here. And a good brother can make it. When I told them white women I was single, they couldn't believe it. I said, oh no, the way we're talking now, them sisters don't do that to black men up in the U.S. As a matter of fact, we can't say hi to them. You say hi, they act like you called their mother or something, right? And so I told them that it's different here, that when you talk to somebody, when you talk to the female, if you're a nice boy, they're not going to give you a chance. I made that clear. So the reason y'all like me here, it wouldn't play in the U.S. They asked me why I'm single, and the truth of the matter is that every time a sister had the choice to choose between me, who don't get high, don't get drunk, so I'm a square, she chose the dude that will get high with her, buy her weed, and buy the beer and alcohol and stuff. And so, and I explained that to him. And I thought I taped it, and I forgot to hit play. So it was a long conversation. I had a long conversation with a brother in Brazil. I will present that too while I'm here, right? So what I learned is it is easy for a brother to come down to Brazil and at the least have a conversation with these women. If you are an extrovert, right? So if you know enough of the language, they'll help you along. and their English will be as bad as your Portuguese, but it don't matter. It's all about the conversation and stuff. Oh, and then they kiss you when they leave. I don't know if that's real, if that's a real custom or not, but one girl left. She kissed everybody. She kissed me. All right, mind you, we just met. She wasn't like no French kiss flat on the lips, but that cheek kiss. Oh, I am so glad I met you. Mwah. You know. And then the other two, I was like, okay, so I'll carry it on. Carry on that tradition. But I mean, such a show of affection, which is the other thing I learned. Colombia, all those women were feminine to the nth. Then when I got to Brazil, they were feminine, but I started looking at couples. All the people that were couples hold hands. I saw couples like just kissing and crying because they was going to miss. I guess one guy was going some. I don't know if it was the guy or the females that were going somewhere, but I mean, such a show of affection that is devoid of the modern day black woman. I've gotten into relationship where black women said, I don't kiss and hold hands. I said, and I don't talk to women like you. And I left them alone, right? Black women in the U.S. are so devoid of affection, it's ridiculous. And I didn't know how ridiculous it was until I saw what normal is supposed to be. Like you don't understand the test or the test group until you see the control group, right? And you see the control group to know that something's out of whack with the test group, right? And these women, they were in Colombia. They were nice, affectionate, polite. You could strike up a conversation with them, even in English. The service, when they serve you with respect. I will point this out. One of the things that that happened was I was in Houston just before I was about to catch my plane. I needed to get some stuff, batteries or something out of Walmart, right? And what happened was that a black man asked a woman that worked at Walmart, could he bring her all the track phones that were up on the thing, because he was tired and he was sitting down. Now, I know that in San Antonio, them Hispanics, they'll bring the phones to try to sell you one. I know in Brazil, they really wait on you. They are really kind to you, right? In Houston, this girl started an argument to the point where it ended up almost being a fight between two men in Walmart. And the simp men in Walmart took up for the ignorant employee. Because she's like, I ain't getting, you got feet or something like that. She said something smart to him. All right, it was a little skinny black girl. All right, that's what I left to come to this in Brazil. So far, everybody has been nice. I'm in the downtown area of Brazil, and I made the mistake of renting a car. Renting the car was not the mistake. I rented the car not really knowing the area and knowing how much parking was going to be. It's worthwhile to rent a car if you understand parking. That's why I'm taking that sucker back tomorrow, because I'm not paying 45 reais a night. I mean, a day for 6 days. That's ridiculous. So now, and I'll take a cab back, but every place that I want to go to will be in walking distance. And the women, I mean, regular women are feminine. They're all feminine. You know how you walk around Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Georgia, Augusta, and you see a bunch of black women walking around trying to look like men, right? These women look feminine. And the three white women that I was talking to, they were on their way on vacation, and they're going to come back to Sao Paulo, right? And they got my YouTube channel so that they could keep in touch with me because they like talking to me. And the one I could tell was really, really liking me. She was trying to get me to come over to the Jesus trip. You know, ooh, just do Jesus. Come over and over. Let me bring you over and over to Jesus so that we could hook up. Nah, I can't do that. Don't serve no demons. And I couldn't really have that real important conversation in Portuguese. So, brother got to step up his game and I guess get this Portuguese down. But having said all of that, I went from I won't stab him in the back. I'll stab him straight in his chest type of women. Them black women that we are so accustomed to leaving the country and immediately seeing the difference in everyday women that will sit down and talk to you with interest in Colombia and in Brazil. But in Brazil, a couple of important things to know, and I'm going to reiterate this. Couple of phrases, right? One, fale mais devagar. All right, I'm saying fale mais devagar. Speak more slowly. All right? Understand mulheres or mulher and mulheres. That's women, right? Or woman. All right, so it's a mulher, as mulheres, right? Understand o homem, os homens, right? Obrigado, that's thank you. Com licença, that's excuse me, before you ask them this phrase. Você fala inglês? Inglês, right? So, say com licença, você fala inglês, right? Very, very important, all right? And that's how you get through senor and senora, all right? So you would say, com licença, senhor. Você fala inglês. All right? If they say, você fala português, you say, eu não falo pouco, eu não falo português. Okay? Eu não. EU, so it's eu não falo português. Right? But it's not like ill, like IL, it's ill, like ill. Right? EU. Okay, obrigado, thank you. Desculpe, you're welcome. Com licença, excuse me. And basically, you could get by on their muito obrigado. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much. All right. So basically, you could get by on those few phrases, because what I am understanding is these women like polite American black men, basically. So, man, what people were saying about Brazilian women and Colombian women, I'm saying this about Colombian women too. It is true. If you want a nice woman, I'm betting that if I was to stay here long enough, I would end up with one quickly. Right? If you want to come down here and be with strippers, yeah, they got that going on too. Right? And it's easier. Everything here is easier. They treat black men that are nice with more dignity and respect. And black nice men can win down here. All right. So I'll be back with more on our conversations. And I am going to take pictures of, not pictures, well, I'll take pictures and put a video in of where I'm staying. All right. So it's hooked up. So with that said, I'm out. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. And pay attention. Got a lot of stuff coming up. Show you what you can get for cheap. All right. Oh, and we don't have to keep waiting around for these women, waiting for Captain Kangaroo, these black women, waiting to fall in love with a Captain Kangaroo pimp. We don't have to wait on them. We really don't have to wait on them. The dudes that are good dudes are the dudes that can leave, right? And the dudes that are good dudes that can't leave yet can leave if they do the right thing. All right. So we don't have to wait on these women that's putting us up on the shelf while they chase after thugs, drug dealers, and white men. All right, because a square don't make them look good, right? We don't need to be around them. All right, it's real, y'all. It's real down here. With that said, I'm out.
Let me remind you real quick that my PayPal me and my Cash App will be in the description box. Let's get them thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe for those that made it to the end. All right. This is just a review of one of my first trips, and the things that I noticed have gotten better for us in places, but worse for us here in the U.S. All right. So I just wanted y'all to flash back to how I said things were then. All right. Peace, love, and soul. I'm out again.